Hi everybody, I'm Gary Sinclair. Hey, do you remember the good old days when, things were easier to know and be sure of? No, I'm not referring to the last millennium or the last decade or your last Amazon Prime purchase. I know exactly when reality and fantasy became as blurry as they are today. And of course, deception and scamming have been around for a long time. But let's face it, it's hard to know what's true anymore, isn't it? What about those emails, those texts from politicians or advertisers, recruiters, and people who claim to have the best way to get rich, buy stocks, start a business, write a song, or learn a language? And we've all seen the pictures or videos of amazing rescues, right? Buildings falling, planes almost hitting each other, and animals who love on babies. Are they real or AI generated? Is the deal too good to be true? Are we really going to get that check that the government has promised us, though they haven't made that promise, I don't believe? Or is that loophole someone found for all seniors really legit? See, I made the mistake of ordering some baseball trading cards that seemed like a pretty good deal and opportunity. Yeah, that was several months ago, and I doubt I'm going to ever see those cards, because I missed a couple principles I'll tell you about in a moment. See, it's sad that we need to be so cautious, but we've worked hard to earn and save our money or develop our talents, so we certainly want to manage all of this information well. So let me give you a few basic guidelines that many of you probably know or have heard about, but like me, it's easy to get sucked into the machinations of the many unscrupulous tricksters out there who only care about themselves. So rule number 1, it has 3 parts: reviews, reviews, and reviews. See, unless you have had contacts and good experiences with an organization, check multiple reviews of their company, their service, their reputation, etc. And even this isn't a perfect antidote, because logos and brands can also be copied, made to look like you're dealing with that respected company you've worked with before. In addition, reviews can be fake, written by the company itself to help them look pretty good. So that's why you need several review sources, including the Better Business Bureau, Snopes, or comparable groups like that can put you onto fraud alerts regarding the deal you're considering. Rule 2, if it seems too good to be true, it might be. I'm not saying it'll always be, but I say might be because there are some great deals out there. However, these must also come through respected, used before, well-reviewed sources themselves. Jackie gets us some great deals on airline flights, rental cars, and places to stay by having several trusted groups send her information when these deals come up. However, not doing my homework with rules 1 and 2 probably cost me the $40 or so on those baseball cards. Rule 3, if you get something online that you would be interested in, don't just click their link. Go instead to their legitimate website if they have one. And if they don't, you might skip them. For example, let's say funds are being solicited for a favorite political candidate or people in need that you want to be part of. Well, instead of replying to their email or text right then, go to their website of the organization, and the links there should be pretty legit. Rule 4, check with other people you know to see if they've had experience with the group or the cause you're wanting to respond to or solicit a service from. Your friends and acquaintances are a far better barometer than generic, not proven evaluators. And rule 5, look for several common giveaways in written form where they're appealing for something that they want from you. Things like misspelled words, poor grammar, long strands of URLs with little idea clarifying the source of that link. Maybe they have comments about knowing you or having your phone number in their list or suggesting that you've talked before. Well, asking for more than normal ID from you to be able to take a next step in isn't always healthy. In general, lacking the common guidelines and procedures that reputable groups you work with utilize. And rule 6, when you can buy an item in person at the store itself or by meeting someone, and always use wise judgment about that, that's better. If you're the seller, require that they pay you in cash and try not to meet anyone alone. Rule 7, almost never buy anything from someone who comes to your door. There are a few exceptions, but not many. Yes, there are some legitimate groups doing quality work, but always say, if you're even interested, that you'll need some time to talk this over, and you won't have an answer until the next day, and it may not be yes. If the salesperson says, well, the offer is only good today, you might respond, well, that's a shame, but I guess we're going to miss out. Don't waver. They can always wait if you remain firm. And rule 8, become aware of some of the common scam tactics that continue to be utilized, usually to attract people unaware of their deceptive strategies. Artificial intelligence is often a tool of scammers, but it's not the cause of the problem. AI can help, however, with getting phony pictures and pirated documents and voice matching, not to mention just a few methods. Nonetheless, we're just wise to stay alert. Keep in mind that these new powers to produce phony copies of the real thing are out there. Another tactic when selling something from home is to have some call interested in your item for sale, offering more than you asked and saying their assistant will drop by to get it. They say once they get a call from their assistant, they'll transfer you the money. They never do, and your item's gone. So should we quit buying and selling or taking advantage of good deals on television or special new power to learn things and put things together? Of course not. We just need to not first believe the hype and instead take a serious look and background check, so to speak, at who you're working with, what their reputation is, and if they're the kind of people you want to work with. Just make sure you don't get hooked with the idea that, hey, this is a steal. It might be. Talk to you next time.